Hi there, this is Professor Eckhouse, and I'm going to talk about operations on decimals very briefly. All of these topics are in the text. This is just doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division using decimals, and there's nothing new. So the text has you do all the operations by hand, but in this class you may use a calculator. We don't need to do these by hand. So learning to use a calculator properly is an important skill, and I want you to learn how to get comfortable with it. So you can use the text to learn that, or you can just go straight to the practice assignment after you just watch this brief little thing. All I am doing is teaching you about this so you can do it in your head. So there is one thing I want you to be able to do in your head, and that is multiplying a decimal by 100, 10, 100, 1,000, and anything like that. And also, I'm going to include dividing. Okay? All right. So notice here when I multiply by a 10, a power of 10, what happens? So take a look at what happens. So I start with 1.9436 every single time here. The first time I multiply by 10, and look where the decimal point ends up. By 100, where does it go? And by 1,000, where does it go? How many places did it move over? So hopefully you see in the first one, it moved right one place. And in the next one, it moved right 2 places. And in the last one, it moved right 3 places. What does that have to do? Well, look how many zeros there are in each number. Right? So the first one, it moved right 1 place, and there is 1 0 in 10. 2 places, there are 2 zeros in 100. 3 places, there are 3 zeros in 1,000. Okay? So that's what I just summed up right there. All right, so that is what we're going to practice. Dividing is going to be the same idea, but we're going to move the decimal point to the left by the number of zeros in the power of 10. Okay, the book doesn't go into that too much, and I wanted to make sure it was really clear. So no calculator. Try all of these and see what you get. Okay, so we have 27. The decimal point was here. We're multiplying times 100, which is 2 decimal places. So we're going to go 1, 2. And the decimal place is now here. We have to put zeros in to hold those places, and we get 2,700. All right, the next one is 0.27. The decimal place was here. We're going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the new decimal place goes here. We have to put some zeros in, and our new number is 2,7,000. And our new decimal place is there, so it's 27,000. All right, if you hadn't tried those yet or you got them wrong, pause again, try again if you just learned something new. All right, so the next one is 2.7, and we're going to say times 10. So we're going to take the decimal point and move it over 1. And it becomes 27. All right, the next one is 10 times 0.003. So this is in a different order. So I'm going to put the second number, not the 10, because I know that 10 is what moves the decimal place. So I'm going to go here, 1 place to the right, because it's times 10 and there's only 1 0. And so this then becomes 0.03. All right, the next one, you're going to have 30 times 10,000, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, so 4 places to the right. The decimal point was there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get, now let's figure out if the decimal place is now at the end. We've got 3, 0, and 4 more zeros, so that's 300,000. All right, the last one, 0.03, the decimal point was there. We're multiplying times 100, which has 2. 1, 2, and it ends up there at the end, and so this is just 3. All right, dividing without a calculator. So these are all just powers of 10. So try these if you want to. First, remember when you divide, you move to the left by the number of places that there are zeros in the number. All right, so we've got 567. The decimal point is there. There are 2 zeros, so I'm going to go 1, 2 to the left, and it becomes 5.67. All Right, the next one, 56.7 times, or divided by 1,000. So 1,000 has 3 decimal places that it's going to move it. 1, 2, 3, because of the 3 zeros. And I put a 0 there to hold the place value, and I get 0.0567. And remember that left 0 right there is just to make it clear that there's a decimal point there, because sometimes it's not very clear. All right. The next one is 0.07 divided by 100, 2 decimal places. So we're going to go, it was here, it's going to go left 1, it's going to go left 1, 2, 0, and we get 0 point, now we've got 1, 2, 3 zeros, 7. And the last one is 70 divided by 1,000. So we've got 3 zeros there. Got to start where it's sitting and go 1, 2, 3. The new one is here. We're going to put a 0 in, and we get 0.07. You can put the 0 at the end if you want to, but you don't have to. It's the same number. All right, that's all I have to say about that topic. You can use the book for anything else you want, but just practice using your calculator on these. Except for the ones with hundreds, thousands, tens, and those kind of things. You should be able to do those without a calculator.